Hello everyone and welcome to an informational video on the update 6.2 on Airlinesim. I'm very happy to be able to show you this update. It's a big one and I'm therefore going to make this one part of my informational and tutorial videos on Airlinesim. We are going to go through the update screen here or update log, and I'm going to show you what new functionalities Airlinesim has, because just from the look at it, it was changed quite a lot, and I have to say that I am really happy about most of the changes. The team has been working very hard on them for the past couple of months, and it shows. So what's new? So we got improved usability on mobile devices. This is probably the biggest thing on the new look. When you sign on to Airlinesim now on your phone, it is much easier and much more user-friendly to change things and play the game basically on your phone. Secondly, completely new look. This is connected to the improved usability, but damn does it look sleek now. It takes a bit to get used to, I agree, because it has been changed entirely, but the gray and black scale is just awesome, and it's a treat for the eyes when you're playing the game in the dark, and it gives the game a more professional look in my opinion. And from my experiences, as I have been working on the airport for quite a lot, 7 years maybe, this resembles way more the operations and booking systems that we were using there. So nice. Now we got another one: adjusted terminology and navigation. As part of the professionalization of the game, we are introducing a slightly changed terminology. For example, offices now became stations, route management will be replaced by a combination of scheduling, market analysis, and inventory. This is really nice because they are trying to give the game more, I'd say, professional terminology, which is great. It now resembles exactly as they say, the real world more closely. And when you will be now speaking with someone who works in an actual airline, they will be much more keen to understand you, or it will make their understanding more full, or your understanding when we're at it. Now, quick search on many pages. This is a really nice one. In many locations around the game, you can now find small context-aware search form right below the head of the page. Like so. You can now do the search on most of the pages. I can totally appreciate that because it makes searching way more easier. Now, departure offset and speed overrides is probably the biggest thing in this update, and I absolutely love this. We have been missing this one for ages, and the team has made a remarkable work on this. So for example, when you schedule, we have it actually really opened already. When you are setting a route, a new route or an old route, you can now set a different departure offset to every flight you have. It goes from -60 to +60 minutes. So you can set this up under one flight instead of making many flights now, and therefore use heavily, I'd say, heavily used airports much more easily. If we, for example, went to London Heathrow, that's a good example, you can see that the arrival slots are quite scarce. For example, here we would set that if we set the normal flights to these two, I would set the departure offset of -5 to Monday, of +10 to Tuesday, of +10 to Friday, and so on. So now you can all do this in one flight instead of making many flight numbers as before, and that is just awesome. Furthermore, let's look on this one. You can now also change the cruise speed to gain more I'd say flexibility on your planes, because for example, if you had only one possible departure slot in your home base, setting the departure offset is not a good thing, because it will make you lose the departure slot. You need the same slot for departure and arrival, because the plane takes a certain amount of time to go from point A to point B. Now that's no longer true, because if you, for example, had the same departure slot, all of the planes would depart at 00. You can now change the cruise speed and thus make them arrive at different times, which is more flexible. You have 470 kilometers per hour up to 520 for, I believe this is a SAP, yeah, this is a SAP. So it gives you quite a lot of room. I'm not entirely sure if it's up to par with that plus 60, minus 60, I guess not. But the plane cannot change its speed that much. But still, more flexibility is great flexibility, and I already love this one. I haven't used it yet because, I haven't gotten any new planes, but I can imagine how big this is. Shadowing without aircraft assignment. This is actually really awesome as well. If you'd like to plan your network, while the respective equipment still has to be ordered or delivered, you can now do that. Once you provide an explicit cruise speed for a particular flight, you can schedule it without assigning an actual aircraft. This becomes an especially powerful tool in combination with the connection analyzer. Yes, it does. So basically, more simplification for route assignments and route scheduling now without actually having to have the airplane. It's another step. In the past huge update, they gave you the option that you could schedule aircraft routes before the actual airplane was delivered. Now you can do it without you actually order the airplane. So again, more flexibility. Simplified assignment of terminals. I'm not using this one at all, but my friends already are psyched about this. Up to now, it was necessary to explicitly assign a handling contract to a flight. With several contracts per station and many stations, this could quickly become a tedious affair. This changes in the new version. Already during scheduling, you can assign any terminal to a flight, even if you haven't actually booked handling there yet. This assignment will be valid no matter if or how many handling contracts exist for the given terminal. The only important thing is that sufficient capacities have been booked. Because if a terminal is assigned to a flight, but the weekly quota has been exhausted, this can cause cancellations in future versions. It's a lot easier for cargo. Here you can book capacities airport-wide and independent of single terminals. Are they insufficient? Airlinesim will take care of the handling. I'm not actually going to show you this because I would confuse, as I don't have any. I checked, I'm not using any contracts, and as I mainly serve Africa, there isn't many that I could show. But on the other hand, you guys probably, those of you that are using this, already know what's up. Now, new planning to 1. Bulk terminal assignments. Again, this is something I cannot show off really well, but you guys can understand it if you are already using it, and if not, you will discover it quickly. Terminal assignments become even easier with the respective tool on the station page. With a few clicks, you can shift many flights between terminals at once. This way, you can quickly and easily react to load variations or changing contractual relationships. But we are moving to the big guns. New planning to connection analyzer. This is actually one of the best things that I have ever seen in any game of this kind. Let's say we are looking at scheduling of our flight 81 that goes to Socotra. Actually, we'll have to do it, I guess, on the other one. Yes, on the other one. So let's look at the flight 82 that arrives from Socotra because it's going to Sanaa, our main airport. Now, you're assigning it here, changing all the times. We set the departure to 9:40, arrival at 12:14. And now, I'm wondering if this is the right time for my airplane to arrive. Turns out it is, because it can connect to all of these flights here. What is awesome here, it actually shows all the partners as well. So it not only shows you that it can connect to Atak, Damascus, Hodea, and all these flights that I am operating, but it also shows you that it can connect to CheesyJet, one of my... Actually, it doesn't, because Cheesy Air is not my contractual partner, is he? Yemen Air. No, he is. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Never mind, I understand this wrong. But it connects to Cheesy Air, Kusher, Fly Royal Falcon, and so on. Early Bird. So I'm actually really happy about this because it shows you connection time, how long it takes, what the flight time are, what the flight departure numbers are, and all these things. You can play with this quite a lot. If you change the flight assignments, it shows you, immediately how the carriers and connections are different. I'm actually sorry if I'm, being a bit all over the place. I haven't done as much playing with this new version as I would like, only a couple of hours. But again, this is really important and very useful. Another thing is route evaluation. Sorry guys, my English, all the things and words. Route evaluation is another wonderful, wonderful thing. Here you can, for example, choose Sanaa, and what's a good thing to show you guys on Abu Dhabi, which is, I'm gonna go for Yemen, and we are going to, oh god, I'm doing this wrong, all over the place, but Sanaa departures, so it's Aden. Okay, I should have looked at it more closely. So Sanaa to Aden, yes, in Yemen, and we're going to update this. It shows you all the important things here. Sanaa, Aden, it shows you the slots, it shows you the airport sizes, and you can then move to the particular flight analysis. Here, it shows you, wait, why no flights matches to given criteria? That's a bit weird. Huh. I'm not using this right at all, but hold on, it should work like this. Flight, no flight? Sanaa to Amman. I'm actually having flights. Weird. I'm not sure why this shows here, but it shows you the capacity and prices here. It shows you what the market share for different airlines is, and it's supposed to show you here the flight numbers and their departures and arrivals. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm doing something wrong. This is my fault, but this is what I like about this, because you can see how the capacity has been increased, how the bookings and transfers are going to be assigned, what the price changes are in the past couple of days, and it shows you the market share. The market share is awesome, especially for more heavily contested routes, which I believe I don't have at all. Yeah, I don't. There's probably, is there like Nairobi? Okay, Nairobi. I have a competition on Nairobi. So you can see that Kenya Flyways is about 53.49% of the market share, while I'm having 46.51. It also shows you the change, which I'm actually kind of pissed off. I didn't know this. So, good. See, this is how you're supposed to use it. It shows you the market shares. It shows you why you should be careful, the changes there, and it's actually really useful. So with one click, you can see that we have to work on our flight to Nairobi. There has been a huge increase in historic capacity and prices. Yeah, the prices has been going up as well. So yeah, I really need to look into this route. Thank you, market analysis. You saved me here. Anyway, redesign leasing management is really a good thing as well. This one I'm not really all that psyched about because it's a small feature, but I believe that for someone who's using leasing way more, it's gonna be better. It's a bit more, I'd say, useful and simpler for most of the people. You can show all things here, and I think, I think my Java is doing this. No, actually it isn't. Oh god, I'm stupid. I am I wondered why they weren't subs and the arrows here. That's because I'm not leasing them, you dummy. So this shows you all the leasing aircrafts and all the aircraft types. It's actually set to show all for me because I'm not, leasing any more aircraft here, but okay. Anyway, let's blame Airlinesim for every fault of our own. Consolidated finances, another tool. I'm not actually really psyched about this one either, but it's really nice. So you now have corporate finances here. You now have accounting and cash flow. These categories are the original. What was it? Various pages of the finance part of the game has been consolidated into 2 pages: accounting and corporate finance. On the former, you can find your bank statement, balance sheet, and income statement. So this one is what they're speaking about. All of them has been bulked into one big thing, which I kind of appreciate. You don't have to access the 2 screens anymore. You now have everything in the one, and god damn it, do these numbers look really bad. Don't mind this. Move along. And the other one is the accounting, which should show you something. No, actually, sorry, corporate finance, which I'm not using at all because it should show you equity and loans and stuff like that. I have none of these, so this is the only holding that I have. And here are the debts, which I'm not using as well. So doesn't really matter that much to me, but for those that have several subholdings, it's awesome. I can agree with that. Service profiles, one-click save. That's pretty much all that it is. Small stuff matters too. Up to now, you had to separate to save the food and non-food settings on a service profile. Now this can be done in a single step. Another click removement, I can appreciate it. Embedded help system. If you click on the small help symbols located around the game, you can view the documentation for the respective features without leaving the game for the wiki or other external pages. The documentation will open in an embedded window and even allows us to jump to related topics without switching pages. This is really awesome. I'm not using that, and I'm not entirely sure how it works, because, the help isn't all that useful for me anymore. And actually, I think I should look into that more. I can't actually see that one, but... embedded help page. Oh yeah, it's here. Awesome. So it's this little... that wasn't really that hard to find, was it? And related article. Oh god, this is really neat. Yeah, and it's gonna help a lot of people, I think. Cruise speed, connection analyze. Wow. Man, they've done a lot of... I should appreciate this one way more than I was giving it credit for. A new language, Polish. Thanks to the tireless effort of Johnny19, we can now offer you a full Polish translation of the game. I want to point out here that all our translations, except the German and English ones, are done by volunteers who do this without compensation and in their spare time. So a big thanks goes to all of them, especially to Johnny19 for getting the Polish translation ready in time for today's big release. So let's give a round of applause to Johnny19. I cannot really appreciate it as I'm not Polish, but I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, Operacja. Man, I'm gonna play with this one a bit as well. Anyway, so this is the big update for Airlinesim. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. I could have done a better job at explaining these things in more detail, but I just wanted to point out, like, there's the update. You guys can play with it, discover many new things. Let me know which ones you like, which ones you might not like, or if you have any questions, I can go into more detail on these things while actually playing, because it's always much better to show it in the actual game. So yeah, I hope you guys appreciate it. I really appreciate the great work they guys put into this update, and I wish them many more updates like this and moving Airlinesim forward, because you know they've been working on it for so many years now and they really deserve all the support they can get. So this was Alfapiomega informing you on the 6.2 update.